All right, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got to give these boys credit. I got to give them credit. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder again. And guys, yesterday, guys, I was a judge for the, I was a judge for the Parade of Homes 2025 that's going to be held here in the Birmingham area. I think it's going to be over in Black Ridge. Is a new community over in Hoover. But guys, I was one of the judges, and guys, there was one builder that just really stood out above everybody else. It's just not even close, guys. It's just, the attention to detail, some of the things that he done. Now, mind you, these houses were they're a little bit higher. They closer to your $1 million range, but you're looking at about $700,000 to $800,000. Now, these guys are not, this builder here, Signature Homes, they won't be considered, I think they do some custom, but the custom that they do is more like what they call a semi-custom, okay? And guys, remember, we talk about this spec game. They mainly are focused on specs. And spec is, I build a house, you come buy it. Custom is homeowners see a lot of land, they go get the lot, and they kind of go from there. And they find a builder, and they kind of have the builder to build, and they just kind of go from there. So that's the custom. Now these right here are more like semi-custom. And when I say semi-custom, they have the lots available. The homeowner picked their lot, and then they build. But as far as picking out details, they kind of keep you kind of, they got to control. And I get why they do it. It makes sense, guys. But you may have, say for instance, your faucet fixtures are spec'd. We're gonna use Delta brand, this particular type. The homeowner gets to pick the color. So you can pick rub bronze, matte black, silver, or whatever, you can pick the colors. But we gonna spec everything else out. Everything in the house is spec'd, baseboards, everything else. They do, he may do some accent walls and things like that they already have that stuff spec as upcharges or change. Well, it'll be upcharges or upgrades is what they call it. They have certain tile, but you can only pick the one that they have, and there's upgraded tiles, or you can add a fireplace to the outside. Now they're not going to do any major renovations like change a room out or something like that. They'll tell you, hey, we go ahead and finish this house, and you hire another contractor to come in at the end and do that right there. I get it, but guys, and they're not in my market. They're not really in my market, so I'm not competing with these guys at all. Matter of fact, I can't compete with them at the rate they are. But guys, what you're about to see, and what I'm about to show you guys, is a culture, a company that has a culture of excellence, guys. This right here, excellence it evolved. This is over 100 years of experience, guys. And when I say 100 years of experience in building construction, what I mean is you probably have 5 guys that sit at the top of their chain in their company that probably each one of them have 25 to 30 years of experience apiece. Which if you got 5 of them, they got 25 years of experience. That's 125 years of experience. And this is what it takes, man. And this is what you're seeing. All those guys are coming together. And I know the main building guy. Actually, I know pretty much most of those guys over there. I've at least met them and talked with them. But one of the guys was one of my mentors. The guy that teaches the other builders, Lowry. He was actually one of my mentors when I first started building. He helped teach me how to build and help me learn. So guys, this right here is just guys, you're gonna see a culture of excellence. When you look at their product, you know that there was a lot of thought involved in this right here. Let's just jump right into it, guys. I think I got some videos, but let me just see. Let me see if I get the right one. Here we go, right here. So, geez, I knew that I would get to the right screen. I'm gonna go to I got a video here. Boy, I tell you, there it is. I got 2 videos. Let me get to the first one. There we go. So this right here, I think I turned the sound out of here. But this right here is, I'm gonna get, let me see if I can get that sound out of there. Photo. Yeah, I had to do it like this here. Yeah, maybe this right here will work. So, walking through the front door here, and what I'm noticing, guys, is that a lot of wallpaper is coming back. So this is, you know, and now this right here is not a wallpaper. That's like wood paneling that they got the design and put that there. So these, and most of the things here, guys, is a lot of decorating ideas. And it's hard, guys, as a builder, it's very tough for a builder to try to judge something, because the things really builders need to see, it happens behind the walls. And some of the details that you have with like trim and stuff like that, which they have actually mastered and perfected that. Now, mind you, guys, I think like a house like this right here, they probably built this thing. I probably saw it twice while I was there. So, you know, they just master it. You know, they get one, 4 or 5 floor plans and master those things. They master the cost effectiveness, just everything. This is why I say, guys, staying in the game of building and being able to stay in the game. If you stay in the game, you can build more and you can get more experience because you're in the game. So this is what let's see, I think right here I may be dealing with the wrong webcam. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find okay. So this is what you got, man. I mean, you got to stay in the game so you can build more, so you can get more experience. So you got to take care of the business side of building to make sure you get more experience. Just a little detail. I'm trying to pause as I go through it. Let me just see if the wallpapers came back, guys. Back in the day, the energy efficiency side and sustainability, they kind of did away with a lot of wallpaper because it contained paper in it. And paper is one of the things that assists in the growth of mold, because mold needs something organic, which is why a lot of the green builders stopped using wallpaper, because, the paper was organic. You got moisture, especially like in the bathroom, and then you get sunlight, and it just creates a breeding ground for mold. Back when mold was a big thing, but now I see a return of wallpaper because you got vent fans and stuff that can really, in the type of drywall that you use, that can really assist in removing mold. Okay, not allowing mold to proliferate. But everything throughout this thing right here, man. I mean, the bedrooms. I mean, they really stage these houses really, really well. But just some of the detail that I look at, I'm looking at the doorknobs and the hinges and things like that. Some of my items that I kind of pay attention to, and the fixtures. Like right here, look right here, how that guy cut that right there out. He cut that clean out. I say plumbing clean out cover. But you see how he cut this out, man. They made that thing, he cut it just right, to make it fit there, make it look like it was meant to be there, make it look like it's part of the trim. So these are the little things, man, that you want to pay attention to the detail. I gotta look. I know most of that stuff will be covered up with the washing machine, but you know, these are the little things, man. They even had under counter, like the under counter lights for the cabinets. You know, little things like that is where you want to, quartz countertops. Cabinets going all the way up to the ceiling. This whole area is one big open area. This is what everybody's, trying to do now. Like I said, guys, products like this right here and what they got going on here is something that you just don't start building and get these things. You don't get it like this. This right here is years and years of we coming together as a team. You got a office staff. You got people, everybody on your staff, everybody's working together with one common goal, and that's to produce a good product. And not only just a good product, but a cost-effective good product that everybody, that adds value to the people who move into it. The people who move in there, they should have value in their house. I mean, now, guys, when you go into the attic, you can see, there's any issues. This is what you can see. He's saving a little space over here. You put that water heater right there. I just so happens to always try to use tankless water heater. Now, probably one thing, this is probably like an $800,000 home. I think it's $800,000. I probably would have went on ahead and, see this right here, little detail right here, that framing, with all these hip rafters, these hip jacks, and all these guys come meet the ridge beams, things of that nature. They all come up and meet the ridge beam. This right here, little cutout right here is mandatory, guys. This helps distribute that load to this right here, strong back. This is a strong back here. So little things like this is things I look at. It's properly braced real good. You got it braced up real good. You got your strong backs here. Guys, now the only thing I probably would have done different in a house like this right here, if you had about $800,000, I would have went on ahead and just did blown in insulation. Not blown in, but I would have did spray foam insulation, and I would have put it on we'd have sprayed the rafters. And that way your unit, this is something else, that little box right here, it has a damper on it. And what ends up happening is when the unit turns on, it opens up and it sucks it sucks air from the outside. This is what they require now, most of these municipalities, sucking air from the outside, because these houses are built really, really tight today. And that box connects to the unit, and it, when the unit turns on, it opens up the damper and pulls in air from the outside so that, you don't have just stale air on the inside. Now, that could be handled, guys, by what they call an ERV, energy recovery ventilator, which is probably what you want to have in here, only because you don't want to suck in moist air, because now you got to condition that air and pull the humidity out, which makes your unit works a little harder. So it takes away the efficiency of it. But I would have did spray foam insulation in the attic on a house this size, or a house at this cost. This house is about $800,000 or close to it. Yeah, I probably would have went on ahead and just did foam. And then that way, this entire unit here could have been in conditioned space. You can consider that conditioned space. And a couple of those lines I would have supported a little bit more, because they're being pinched and they're not allowing maximum airflow. So these are the little things, like right over here. You see right over here, that thing is sitting there. That probably needs to be elevated, so because airflow, this is crinkled right here. So those are little things that I probably would have. Right there, you can kind of see. Those are little things that I would have worked on. But overall, guys, this right here is, I'll tell you what, man, the details below. And so you want to seal all that right there. But guys, this is above a garage. And the garage doesn't necessarily need to be sealed like this right here, you know, above a garage, because that's unconditioned space. So, but you guys can see where, I mean, this right here worked out. This is a really nice, yeah. That would be the garage area. Since this is the model home, they kind of turned it into a useful area for now until this house is actually sold. But like I said, man, it's hard. And I've been noticing they hadn't been doing a lot of, see, this is, wallpaper, guys. This, I hadn't been seeing those soaker tubs anymore, those freestanding tubs. I don't see a whole lot of those. I'm seeing more like this right here, a big shower. I think showers need to be useful. But I tell you what, man, the decorating team, man, they get a plus on something like this right here. And then just not only that, man, just some of the details that the trim carpenters did. I mean, I see that was good as well. So this is let me see, I got one more here. You can kind of see. This is a smaller home that they did. And just, like these steps here, man. I mean, this is, that's a lot of thought that's involved in this right here stuff, guys. I mean, you see the cabinets, you got the undercounter lights right here with the cabinets. You have the lights, the LED up at the top, little things like that, man. That kind of stuff makes a difference. That little detail. I noticed that the microwave is kind of like at a height that's real easy. Kids can go in there and use the microwave. But guys, this turned out really nice. That little detail in the hall. I mean, a lot of accent walls. Accent ceiling in this case, and that takes a lot of effort, guys. Just painting that. You just don't get there and just spray that stuff. You got to paint each one of those guys individually. This is another case, where and notice how the shower doesn't have it's more wallpaper, but the shower doesn't have a threshold there. You don't have to step over anything. You just walk right in, or you can, if you got a wheelchair, you roll right in. So these are the things that like I said, guys, I mean, oh man, they've taken wallpaper to the next level, which I'm doing a spec home right now, and that's going to be one of my requests. We got to do a couple of rooms with wallpaper. I got to spec homes, guys. It's a different animal, guys, because you got to make those houses to where when people walk in them, they just got to have it. And that's the mindset that you want. I mean, I have, let me see if I got, I think I take some pictures of the earlier one. Like little things like this right here. These are little details that you just can't, these lights and things like that. These are details that are just, these accent ceilings and the trim around the doors. I think the decorating is what, like I said, what builders really need to see. You can't see it because it's all covered. But, town, and you got your soaker tub right there, but it's just little things like that. Now, you got to be careful with stuff like this because some people, if you spec in a house like this and you put something like this right here up, and some people just don't like that. They may have a problem with alligators or something. That could run that person off. So you got to be real neutral as to what you put in these houses. If you're gonna put wallpaper, it has to be something that's very neutral, like this right here. Would be something. I was just looking at the light fixtures and things, that nature. So this is everybody's using quartz, and just this detail of this right here, granite folding over like that. I know that's probably very expensive. That's the garage floor. Upstairs rooms, bedrooms had carpet in them for the most part, so I did notice that. Always like a little sitting area upstairs, but media room. I kind of, let's see if there's any more detail that I just kind of took pictures. And these right here, I'm actually took pictures of these right here. Just to, I mean, this is the entrance. Just walking in this thing right here. Maximum use of all the space. That's your office right there. Jeez. This right here is, guys, like I said, man, what you're seeing here in this case, guys, is a attitude. This is an attitude. This is a mindset. Look like I'm slowing down now. All right, guys. Once again, you got to get your game plan together if you want to get to this. I mean, now he's been in business for a while, but I'm sure he had challenges as well. These guys had. Now, this is not just one builder. I think this, one main guy is kind of like the head guy, but there's probably 2 or 3 guys that they kind of all work together. And that's why I also say, man, the best way to do a lot of this right here, you got to team up with guys if you're going to take it to the next level. Most of this right here takes team effort, people working together. But guys, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. You guys have a good one. Got to get my extra here. Have a good one.